So I finally completed my kitchen island for the outside. So it's taken me a while to get it done, but as you can tell, I got some handles, some hinges on here, and they're all open. So you can see that. It came out very nice. I'm very happy with it, with the results. Now this one doesn't have a door, but I think eventually I'll go in and put a door in. And so what's nice about it is then I could put the grill in between this one, and it lines up really nice as well. And also we could also put stools right here, so that when we have friends over, it could just become a nice big table. And it's very simple to do, just made out of simple 2x4s and redwood fence. They're only like $1.58. So, and then a simple stain. So it took me a while, but it's all done, and it's on wheels as well. So as you can see there, on wheels, granite countertop, nice and smooth. This is granite that we're gonna actually throw away, but my wife decided that we should use it for something, and so here it is. So anyways, hopefully you like it as much as I do, and if you decide to build it, let me know how you did it. I also posted an instructable on how to do it. So we first start by cutting down the legs, and these are 32 inches of 2x4. Remember, 2x4s are actually 3.5 by 1.5 inches, so keep that in mind when you're building this. And I try to keep them all the same size, the exact size. The more accurate your cuts are, the better they're gonna fit together. So as you can see, I've built already 4 of them already, and they're in the background. Now here we're cutting the cross beams, or the side, what's going to hold the top in place. And these are going to be depending on how big your island or outdoor kitchen is going to be. That's the length you're going to want to cut them. And keep in mind, when you're choosing 2x4s to build an outdoor kitchen like this, the straighter the 2x4s are, the better your project's going to come out. So when you find them at Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you get them, just try to make sure that they're straight. And the more better your cuts are, and the more precise they are, the better your project's going to be. And having a good cutting area too, makes it a huge difference. I built this little cutting area for my miter saw that helps me get precise cuts. It's nothing fancy, it's just made out of plywood. So now here, I'm just building an additional support for it. So the cuts that I made were 32 inches, the longest one, by 25 inches on the shorter one, so that you'll be able to put the 2x4s, one on top and one on the bottom, and it'll fit in nice and perfectly. You'll see it here. So here I'm just aligning it, making sure they all fit, and then I square it up, and I make sure I pre-drill. So, and I secure them with clamps. And so these are the cross beams and the leg supports, and as you can see over here, the ones that are sticking up right, those are the cross beams, and those are depending on what size your countertop is going to be. That's how big you want them. And again, checking, make sure that they're square. The more square it is, the better your final result's going to be. You're not going to get any wobble, and especially for granite, it'll hold it nice, and a lot of area will be making contact. And I use 2.5-inch screws on this one, the hex self-tapping ones, but I pre-drilled them because I didn't want to mess up the wood. And again, this project wasn't too hard. It's very nice. And this is the bigger piece. So I got 3 pieces that I'm trying to build. This is the bigger of the two. I had already built a smaller one, and that was kind of like my learning opportunity. And see how nice and sturdy it is. And now I'm using some caster wheels over here that I'll be lining up, and I use 1.5-inch screws on this. And you could order those from Amazon. The ones I used weren't that good, but you could order some more expensive ones. These have brakes on them so I can move it around. And this is kind of what it fits, how the granite countertop fits on top. I like the way this came out, but I'm not done. This was just the base for it, the platform for it. But after this, you have a nice table. So this is the other one that I had built already, that I told you about. That was a smaller one. And here filling in some areas here, because when you add it, when you build it this way, there's a small gap in it. So I just cut another 2x4, the distance in there. I just put 2 screws on it just to secure it. And it wasn't too fancy. This isn't weight bearing, so you don't have to go crazy on it. I just more likely use it to hold the slats. So in total for this one, I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Again, I pre-drilled them too because I don't want the material to the to hold them with a clamp. Make life so much more easier to make this outdoor kitchen. And so as you can see here, that's how I'm gonna, when we have barbecues and stuff, that's how the barbecue grill is gonna sit. It's gonna sit in between these two, and then if I'm not grilling, then we could take that, use them as tables, or put the food on there or anything like that. So this is kind of what both of them look like. You see the other angle here. Now, my next video, I'll show you how I put the slats on this smaller one. I guess I forgot to record it on that bigger one, but initially it's the same concept. And then the last video finalized the whole project. But overall, I'd have to say probably this was a weekend experience. If you have help, makes things go a lot faster. And this granite, basically, there's granite that left over, so I built my base around the granite, so I didn't have to cut any granite down. So that made it a lot easier. And you can't tell here, but I actually had to come back and take the smaller one apart because I wanted the granite to overhang a little bit, so that when we're not grilling, we could use it as a table, as a sitting area. You can see the back one over there hangs, and this one doesn't overhang at all. But once they overhang, it makes it a really nice table arrangement. you know, the basis for these um, kitchen islands or outdoor kitchen islands. They're crazy how much people try to charge you, but to probably to build both of these bases for these islands, it was probably under $100, maybe if that. Well, guys, hope you enjoy. Our next video will show you how we put the slats on. So don't forget to subscribe, comments below, and let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching.